the first thing that we have to do for our sauce, I guess you call it, for our Barbacoa Mexicana, is you need chili guajillo, chili gancho, and chili California. And what we do is, with all of these chilies that we add, we're going to add a couple of the chili California. But the first thing I'm going to do, I don't know if they can even see me in that, is I'm going to take, I've got a paper towel here, and I'm just going to pull the seeds out of it. Just kind of wiggle it around and get as many of the seeds out as I can. These have a lot of seeds in them, so you want to get them out. You don't want those in the salsa. Plus, I think they have the heat to them. Okay, that's fine, baby. They have a little bit of heat to them, so we want to take those seeds out. So I've got 3 of the chili California. Now I want to add 1 chili ancho, just because it's a really strong flavor, and you really only need 1, unless you're making like for a fiesta. You know, you're making a lot of barbecue, you might want to add 1 extra, but you don't need but 1 chili ancho. Okay. Now the chili guajillo, I'm going to add about 4 of those. They're a really big size dried chili, so what we're doing is cooking the water back into these chilies. We want them to get nice and soft, and so that we can blend them up. 4. Okay, we're going to let those boil until they're done. And normally what I would do is add 1 large tomato to this, but I only have 1 tomato, and I need a raw one, so I'm going to use canned tomatoes when I get to the next step. But we'll let that boil, and then I'll come back and show you what else we're going to do. Our chilies have cooked all the way, so our next step is to blend everything up. You're going to add the chilies. Make sure you drain that water that gets caught in them too. It's really hot. Okay. Alright, and to that we're going to add a whole Roma tomato, 2 whole garlic cloves, about a half of a medium-sized onion, and some fresh water. Don't use the water that you cook the chilies in, because it will be very spicy, and this is a dish that is better not so spicy. So, oh yeah, a little bit of salt, probably a couple of teaspoons there. Blend it up really well. I've dumped the water that I cooked the chilies in, and this is my blended mixture that I got here. Okay. Next thing is to add our little spices, and we're probably going to add more water to this. I know that doesn't look like enough, but we've got hoja de aguacate, or avocado leaves. We're going to add just a few of those. Well, maybe 5, 6. And we've got hoja de laurel, or bay leaves. Just a couple, not a whole lot of those. And we've got oregano entero, or whole oregano. And we will add a couple of teaspoons of that. Okay. And we have tomillo, or thyme, and a couple of teaspoons of that. Clavo entero, whole cloves. We're going to just add maybe 4 or 5 of those, not too many. And we have pimiento negro entero, whole black pepper. So just maybe 4 or 5 of those. And we let that simmer. And while this is simmering, what I'm going to do is, I have 3 packs of this meat because I'm going to make a lot. So I've got 3 packs of, well, if you can see it, 3 packs of this, and I'm going to cut them into cubes. I'm going to cut them into fairly, not really tiny, but maybe 1 inch or 3/4 inch cubes. And so while this is simmering, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay. Our salsa is simmering here, so what I'm going to do is I've got the meat all cut up and ready, and it's probably about 6 to 8 pounds of meat, but a little goes a long way with the salsa. Lexi, that's the grandbaby back there. So I'm just going to slowly add it in, making sure to submerge everything in the liquid. Oh Lordy, it doesn't overflow. I have a great big pot there, but it is just way too much for this. Okay, got all the meat in there, and we're going to make sure it's down in there good. I've got this on a medium heat, and I'm going to let it simmer somewhere around medium high to medium, and let it simmer. And this will take, it's probably going to take about an hour, hour and a half to cook. So you really need to prepare it ahead of time. But it's one of those dishes that keeps getting better. I mean, you can, if there is any left when you make this, you can put it in the refrigerator and it seeps in those juices, get in there even more, and it's delicious. But usually we don't have any left over. I actually made a little less than this for my brother's birthday. Was gone in 15 minutes. I mean, everybody showed up anyway, but the people who showed up late didn't get any because it is so good, and you make tacos out of it. So anyway, yes, I'm gonna let that simmer, and I'll be back in a little while to show you its progress. Okay, that's after about 2.5 hours of cooking, and I'm gonna call it just about done. I'm getting ready to cut this off and let it cool down, and then we will have some tacos.